What's up, y'all? It's Truth Tiger, and today I'm going to tell you, you are not obligated to anybody, you know? And I want to say I'm speaking in broad terms, so, like, obviously, if you have children, you got little children at home or whatever, you are obligated to take care of your children, or if you got a job and you just say, I'm not obligated to this, I'm not going to show up, obviously, I'm speaking in broad terms, but in terms of the people in your life, and in terms of just the way families are, and the way people are, and the way the world is, it's just, like I felt this way, where I just felt so obligated to pretty much anyone and everyone. I was like a people pleaser. I felt like I had to run around and stand on my head to make other people happy. I felt like I had to prop other people up. I felt like I had to earn points with people and, do favors with people so they'll like me more, or be charismatic or charming in just a certain kind of way with people to where they will like me more, or, and that they're always judging me and I want them to have this good judgment, So I've always felt that way, and it's like, there's no reason to carry around the weight of obligations on your shoulders, There's no reason to feel like that. And I'm going to cut to the chase in this video, and that's, I'm going to talk about the sense of obligation I felt toward my own family, and particularly toward my own parents. And, my parents are narcissists. They are toxic people. They are people that were just very heavy on me, and very heavy just on my life, and there was a lot of expectations. And for my parents, it was more, they wanted me to give them a lot of attention. They wanted me to get on the phone and listen to their stories. They wanted me to get on the phone and to affirm them. My parents are divorced, so my mom wants to get on the phone and talk bad about my dad. My dad wants to have me over and talk bad about my mom, and they both want to complain about things. My dad will want to complain about his new wife. My mom will want to complain about dating. And they're always, like, judging me, like I'm not good enough. Like, and they're kind of waiting for me to slip up and have a hard moment in life so they can kind of laugh at me or act like I need them, or, just to kind of control me. I'm trying to think of how to describe it, but I just really, every phone call, every time I hung out with them, I really felt my energy was just being drained out of me. I felt like my life force was just being drained out of me. There were always little passive-aggressive comments or oversteps, or trying to make me play therapist, or, trying to judge some things on my life, or trying to live very vicariously through me. It just always felt like there was a violation of some kind. And this is, I'm 30 years old, so this is well into my adulthood, but I always felt that way. And on top of that, there was stuff when I was a kid that was not good. There was stuff about my childhood that was not good. There was a lot of disrespect. There was a lot of not teaching me things, not showing me things. They didn't really protect me. They didn't do anything to make sure I was happy. They didn't do anything to set me up as an adult to make sure I would have a career or would be in the right direction in terms of that. And it just seemed like they were very selfish. It was all about how I could serve them. It was all about how I could do things for them. And, I was sick of it. It was just, and I really felt like they wanted me to make me need them. So if I ever needed to move, my dad would be, I'll come in the truck and blah-da-da-da. But, the thing is, like, I remember I did ask my dad to help me move about maybe 5-6 years ago, and I'm 25 years old. I'm moving into a 800 square foot townhouse, so this little cracker box thing with the tiny little staircase, 2-story, decent enough place to be living in, but not the best. And I could see my dad was just looking so jealous and weird and pissy and annoyed, and this is actually kind of a nice place you got here. He's kind of doing that, and I could just see he's in a bad mood, and I'm like, oh man, like, I know what this is, and And with my mom, there's always some new boyfriend. She's trying to put me in between her and the boyfriend, and try to play these stupid games. And it's annoying, and my dad's always got these nasty passive aggressive comments, and I just kind of realize I don't owe them anything. I'm not obligated to take part in that circus. I'm not obligated to take part in that clown show, and this was something I had just such a deep belief in me about, and God kept kind of reminding me a couple of years back, especially when I was struggling. He's saying, look, you're not obligated to your parents. He kept telling me that I was an adult and they're adults, and it's just not that type of relationship. And I just remember that, and it was such a mental hurdle for me to overcome, because my whole life I just felt like they were just kind of over me, and I just kind of had to be this good son for them and stuff like that. But it was subtle. It wasn't like, oh man, my dad's gonna yell at me and my mom's gonna guilt trip me, or for me it's vice versa. My mom's the one who's gonna yell and my dad's the one who's going to guilt trip. But it was just like this subtle thing where I just was programmed that way by them and by society, and I just felt it so deep in the back of my mind that I just had to be up front and center for them and answer their calls and listen to their problems, and I just had to do that, I felt like. And God showed me that I did not have to do that, and that I was my own person, and that I had my own life, and that these people did not respect that and did not respect me, and were very squirrely and weird and all over the place, and were not people I should be trusting. And it took a lot for me to know that and to understand that about my own parents and my own family. It took a lot. It took years for me to really accept that. Years. I would say that I first started to sort of, have that thought enter my mind when I was maybe around 27 or 28 years old. I am now almost 31, so literally it took 2-3 years for me to really accept that, and I've been no contact for over a year on both of them, and it's been a lot better to not have to be in touch with them. And before I really resolved to go no contact, I remember I had this really messed up thought. I was thinking something really screwed up, and I remember I was just thinking I hope my parents could just pass away so I don't have to talk to them or interact with them or be around them, and that's just how I was thinking, because I was in a place of inaction, in a place of maybe helplessness, and I just wasn't in a place where I was in this place where I felt so obligated. And when you feel so obligated, it's like those chains of obligation are even stronger than the life of that person, and I realize now that, I hope they repent, I hope they make changes, whatever, I don't know if that's going to happen or not, and, maybe they've gone too far to where they could even do that, but I don't know, and I don't really think that anymore, where I'm just hoping they could be gone, because I've cut them out of my life, and I don't have to deal with them or talk to them. I don't have to have that, stress hanging over my head, because it's every time they'd call me or I'd hear about them, it would stress me out so much, I would just feel so much stress every time I heard the phone ring, every time it was some get together, some barbecue, some event. I would just feel stressed out, and it's you get that phone call, you get that text message, you get that email, it ruins your day, it ruins your week, before you know it, you haven't smoked in years, but you're going to the gas station to get a pack of cigarettes. Before you know it, you're eating the whole, the whole gallon thing of ice cream just because you don't want to think about this. You're going around, you can't sleep. You're pacing around the neighborhood, pacing around your block because you can't sleep. It throws your whole thing off. Maybe you drop a dish on the floor when you're washing your dishes. I don't know, but your whole day, your whole energy just gets thrown off by them completely. Completely. And if they were good people and you had a positive relationship, you wouldn't feel that way. If a good friend called me, I wouldn't think, oh man, this is ruining my day. If someone I liked called me up, I wouldn't say I wouldn't say this is ruining my day, I'd be happy, I'd feel better, I would have positive energy, I'd be boosted from it. But it's we're getting dragged down, you know? We're getting dragged down by it. We're getting dragged down by them, and, you know, I got a left turn here. Just give me a sec. Alrighty. Here we go. Yeah, I'm back, but yeah, it's just like, it just puts you in a bad place to even think about them. And it's like you're trying to keep this relationship up, and you're not going to be able to. And like, an alternate title for this video that I was thinking about giving it is like, you know, most people can't be fixed. Everyone can't be fixed, you know, and you can't fix them. You know, I made a video in the past called "You Can't Fix Narcissists," but, you know, I need to review that concept, though, because it's like, you can't fix them or that relationship, you know? You're not going to fix them, and you're not going to fix that relationship. And the process of trying to fix them and fix that relationship, you're going to actually be put into disrepair yourself because of the bad treatment that these people do to you and do to us. You know, these people want to dump all their drama onto you. They want to kick you around and turn you into their little punching bag and hit you with all these insults and passive-aggressive BS. They just want to bring destructive things into our life. They want to bring bad people into our life. They just want to, you know, unleash all their drama onto us and just all their egotistical, toxic, manipulative BS, you know? And that's going to do damage and going to bring about destruction to us. And, you know, it's like you want them to change and you want your relationship with them to change. But until they change and until they self-reflect and go through the growth process, it's not going to happen. They're not going to snap their fingers overnight and be some different person. They're not going to go to a few therapy sessions and be some different person. They're not going to join some group therapy thing and be some different person, you know? And a lot of the times they're just spinning their wheels and that kind of thing. And most of them won't even go that far, you know? They won't even go that far. But the thing is like, they're not just going to like say sorry and then everything's all good. Like, if they actually change, you'll know it. And they will legitimately be a different person. And it'll probably be like, they'll probably say like, man, I really got to self-reflect. I went through some hard times. Man, like, I really searched deep in my soul. And you'll feel like, man, and then they'll say like, I'm really sorry. Like, if they legit change, like, you'll feel it deep in your soul and deep in their soul. But for the most part, they're saying, oh my gosh, you know, I'm so sorry about how I treated you. It was so terrible. I'm such a bad person, you know, bad me, you know. And then before you know it, you know, a day later, they're, oh, well, it wasn't actually that bad. And, you know, like, I'm only apologizing to you to get you to hang out with me again, or I'm only giving you this apology because, you know, I feel like I have to. You know, they'll start to just do some weird fake stuff, you know. So don't fall for the fake apologies. Don't fall. There's so much manipulation and so much games with these people, so just don't fall for any of it. And because they know we're vulnerable. They know we're in a hard state. They know we're having a tough time of things, and they want to play with our emotions, and, you know, they want to mess around with us and stuff. And, you know, I want to talk about this not just in terms of the context of parents, but friends, you know, relationships, spouses, wives, husbands, whatever. I want to talk in the context of all that, and like, you're not obligated to your ex-husband or your ex-wife. You know, you're not. And I've heard a lot of people struggle with that one, but it's like, you're not obligated to them. They are your ex-wife or your ex-husband or your ex-boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever for a reason. You know, you're not obligated to them. And if you're still with them and they are a narcissistic, manipulative little freaking cockroach, you're not obligated to them, and you need to get them out of your life, you know. And You don't need to feel this whole thing of like, well, when we first got together, the relationship was good, and it was good in the beginning because they were love bombing you. And sometimes it was not even good in the beginning. It was just something you stumbled into, and it's a cycle, because we had narcissistic parents. And then, because of that, it's like your caretakers imprint on you, and you start to look for someone who is similar to your caretakers in a romantic partner. Both men and women will do this, so if your parents were toxic people, you're going to kind of end up looking for somebody toxic unless you heal from your wounds and do a lot of deep soul searching and cut narcissists out and go through this tough process. But if not, you're generally going to people are going to stay stuck in that cycle. And beyond the cycle, it's just like there's a lot of narcissists in the world. There's a lot of people in the world who enable narcissists. We live in a very narcissistic, toxic society, and the world is kind of an evil, messed up place. And there's a lot of people in it who are not good people. And when you go to the average person or, whatever, you are unfortunately likely to find toxic people. You're likely to find narcissists. You're likely to be put in a bad situation, in a situation where you are bullied or mistreated or manipulated or, anything like that, It's just how the world is. It's easy to, get stuck in those traps. And, I want to wrap this up before I end this, but, you're not obligated to anybody. You're not obligated to anybody but yourself. You're not obligated to anybody but God, and if these other people are going around, especially you as a grown adult, and they are another grown adult, and they are trying to act like you are obligated to spend time with them, you are obligated to hang out with them. They try to act like you are obligated to have a relationship with them. And if someone's trying to force you to be in a relationship with them, or have a relationship with them, or have a connection with them, and you don't want to, that's slavery, they're trying to lock you in a cage. They're trying to put a leash around your neck. They're trying to put chains on you, They're trying to, catch you in a net. If they're trying, and that's what it is. It's control. It's control. They're trying to dominate your life, take over your life, etc. And anybody who's doing that's what they're doing, and it's a lot of guilt and shame that they use to try to make you feel obligated to them. It's a lot of I'm your father, and we've been through so much, and you're my son, and and they'll say that, or I'm your mother, and you're my very special, you'll always be my special little guy forever. They'll say weird stuff like that to try to make you feel all nostalgic, and to try to make you feel like a trapped child. And I'm speaking in terms of narcissistic parents and stuff, but the friends will do that. Oh, we're such good buddies, we're such good friends, or we really had a life together, or whatever. They'll do all this stuff to try to use guilt and shame to keep you stuck and trapped. They may offer to buy you gifts or to give you money as a way to keep you stuck and trapped. My advice would be definitely not to accept any money or gifts from these people. And then I want to talk about the scared child, the trapped child, because that's how a lot of us feel. It's definitely how the narcissists feel, but they have not addressed it and refused to address it. But, a lot of us do kind of feel kind of just like we were as like a little kid, but not the good parts, the parts where we felt neglected and ashamed and humiliated and very frustrated and angry and like things aren't fair and all those kind of feelings we had as kids. It's like these narcissists are trying to come in and act like, in the love bombing phase at least, and when they're trying to pull us back, they try to act like that caretaker that we did not have as a child. They try to come in and act all nice and whatever, but then they flip it around and they start to act the way that our caretakers acted when we were children, and which is to be, for the most of us watching this, to be neglectful and to not treat us right and to not meet our needs and to kick us around and to treat us nasty and stuff like that. Yeah, but you don't have any obligation to anybody. Don't let any of these narcissists trap you and make you feel like you have this big obligation toward them. You don't. And yeah, you're your own person. Be free, be independent. Think for yourself. You don't need these people to live. You can take care of yourself. You don't need these people to feel like you have friends or community. You're good with who you are. You're good with who you got. You can make new friends. You can meet new people. You might need to go through isolation for a while. It's tough, but it's a part of it. And yeah, like, just don't be tripping up on these people. Don't let these people ruin your day. Cut them out of your life, and you'll have a lot less bad days. Cut them out of your life, and you'll have a lot less stress. Because you're there, a phone call, oh my gosh, this narcissist is calling me. Great, and it stresses you out. So, just get yourself back, get your own sovereign sense of self, get your own sense of identity back. And, again, don't be kept on the end of anybody's leash. Don't let anybody have any chains on you, because this obligation kind of stuff, it does sort of like wrap a chain around you. So, I just want to say that in the name of God, in the name of Jesus Christ, let's break these chains. Let's have everybody not feel obligated. Nobody should be trapped. Nobody should be stuck. And yeah, we're going to live a life of freedom. So yeah, thank you everybody for watching. I appreciate you all. Much love to you all. Really, the support I get is just, it's unbelievable. So yeah, big thank you to everybody who is supporting me and watching this and subscribing to the video, liking the video, or subscribing to my channel rather, leaving comments, whatever it is. I appreciate you all so much. I will see you all next time.